Hi, welcome to ETH Insights exclusive interview series. And today we have with us Mr. Harish Kohli. He is the President and Managing Director of Acer India. Mr. Kohli, thank you for taking the time out and speaking to ETH Insights.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you. Let me begin by asking you, how do you look at Make in India initiative with regards to your industry, and how does it align to Acer's vision of self-reliant India?
Acer globally was always a company which was into manufacturing.
Right,
So if we look at the pedigree that we come from, so it's always been our forte.
right,
Way back when we came in 1999, the first thing that we did in India was to fix up a manufacturing unit.
Right.
So that was the first thing that we did. At a time when most of the people were only importing finished goods.
right,
So we come with that pedigree and we believe in that. For us, manufacturing processes, quality all go hand in hand into any of the things that we do.
right,
And that's our prime area. So now with the initiative that the government has been taking over the years to bring in industry over here where the products could be made in India, it's very exciting for us. So the last 3 or 4 years time,
Right.
we have even started to look at products which were other than the ones which we are making out of our Pondicherry factory, which is the desktops, etc. So today we look at the notebooks. Today we look at the IFP panels. We look at the monitors. We look at even as far as the servers are concerned. So we've already started making as far as these products are concerned in India. And we are looking forward to doing much more because today there could be only a 20% of value addition that we do in India.
right.
But the idea is to take it to maybe 50, 60, 70%.
Right.
But I must say that the government of India is very, very serious, and I can see the effect of that happening.
Right.
The ecosystem is getting built, and that ecosystem will help
Right.
the industry in total to be able to produce the products in India.
Right. Since you talked about the growth in India, I would like to ask you, how does Acer's partnership with original equipment makers in India benefit the local ecosystem?
That's the point that I was trying to say a little earlier, is because when at the end of it, all the OEMs are going to come to a country when the volume for them is reasonably high.
Right.
So if it's going to be only one company producing 40-50% of their produce, it does not give them a scale to be in a position to come over to India.
Right.
But today, now with the effort of the government, and they're insisting that everybody should do it in India. Now, I think we are all, as an industry, we are putting ourselves together so as to reach to volumes whereby such people can come over to India. So we are able to see the traction now, and quite a few of the Taiwanese companies today either have set up their shop here or are into the process of setting it up here.
Right.
So the good part will be once they will be here outside China, then there is no reason as to why they will not be able to produce more, not only for India, but also as far as the sending the stuff out of India to the neighboring countries, if not globally.
Right.
So it's exciting times, I must say, for India. And I think things are going to be much different in coming quarters itself.
Right. 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 So you just talked about the growth plans and how the future looks for India. What about the PLI schemes? How do you see your local manufacturing growth with regards to the PLI schemes
Yes.
of the government?
As I said again and again, we are very excited about the manufacturing because of the DNA
Right.
of being a manufacturing company. When the PLI 1 was announced by the government of India, this was a very serious effort, I must say, for government of India. And we went into it completely. We went through two of the ODMs in India,
Right.
and both of them qualified to be able to get the incentives. And the good part was that the general feeling which people have for India would always be payments are going to get delayed, will it come or not come?
Right.
But to my surprise, I would say, and to the surprise of many of the people overseas that when I talked to, was that the scheme ended on the 31st of December, but on the 27th, 28th of December, we had pressure from the Ministry of IT saying, prepare your documents so that it can be submitted for a payment to be made available. By 31st of March, the payment was made available to the ODMs.
Right.
That goes on to explain the seriousness by which the government wants to address and take care of the issues which the general people have the overseas.
Right.
So PLI 1, the ODMs were able to meet the volumes that they were minimum to be scoring. And yeah, we're looking forward to very eagerly as far as the announcement of PLI 2.0,
Right.
which addresses, the good part is that between PLI 1.0 to 2.0, some of the points that were the irritations, I think, have also been addressed.
Right.
And so that's the seriousness by which the government is seeing, that they're willing to listen to the industry on if there are any points which are supposed to be there.
Right.
So we now look forward to the announcement of which are the ODMs which are getting qualified
Right.
for a 2.0 to set in, which I understand is likely to happen in the next week or 2 weeks' time.
Right. Mr. Kohli, I would like to now ask you about sustainability. Now, I believe Acer has invested a lot into sustainability and environmental free practices. So, if you can just talk about the strategies involved.
So, ESG is one of the very important points from the corporate
Yes.
of ours. Our chairman these days only addresses and addresses most of the things which are around the ESG only. One is that you're able to move towards the reduction in terms of the overall usage that you do, and you have the carbon footprint. The second thing also is related to as far as the products that you're able to
Right.
make. So 2 years back or so, we announced the Vero series of products, wherein we were using the material which was being produced from whatever were the leftovers. So we went into that series of the products, a product which is not only the notebooks, but also as far as the desktops, also as far as the monitors, etc. are concerned,
Right.
that we've been able to do. And obviously, the third point would be that are we able to have our ODM stroke the suppliers participating into this? So there are very clear, difficult targets which have been assigned to these companies so as to be able to partner with us.
Right.
They will have to keep reducing
Right.
as far as the carbon footprint is concerned on a continuous basis. So there are stiff targets which have been given to them for them to be able to be a supplier to us. And last but the least, of course, is we as all individual employees, we have to take care of it and participate in it, not only in the office, but also we carry it home. All right. So we have app-based whereby we are able to run a competition amongst the employees globally, whereby we are supposed to communicate at the end of the day, how many lights did you switch off and for how long did you do that? And it's a weekly contest. So at the end of the week, you're able to get the results out and some declarations happen to say, here is a guy who in this week was scored the maximum. It's an overall effort which has been
Right.
put by us.
Right. Fabulous. One last question, Mr. Kohli. Now, you being a manufacturer and trends and technology is something that is accelerating. So, how do you keep pace with the latest technology and trends that is a requirement for your customer base?
As far as the technology portion is concerned, you got to be ready to look at products which are about a year and a half ahead.
Right.
Because when we look at the technology, then you have the operating system side, you have the processor side. So these are the set of companies which will always be looking at what future technology they're going to work on.
Right.
They are only component supplier.
Right.
A portion of it only is made available by them, but they need somebody to put the product together. Acer has always been at the helm of it.
Right.
And we ourselves say fresh technology at affordable price. And we've been saying it since 1976 when we were born.
Right.
And we continue to say that. So majority of the times, these companies come together to Acer to say, can we put all these future technologies together to produce a product so that we are able to be ahead at that stage of a production 6 months to a year ahead.
Right.
And that's how this ecosystem continuously goes about. And that's how it has been going.
Right. Fabulous. On that note, Mr. Kohli, thank you very much for your precious time. It was a wonderful conversation.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.